Let's talk about something fun. Tell us about the Olympic Village. You know, we read about all the stuff that might be going on, but you know, what happens in Olympic Village stays in Olympic Village.
I think honestly that's like a huge like conspiracy with the athletes trying to like see how much. Like I think they're just projecting these lies to see what picks up. Because I mean, my room faced the main like road, the dining hall, where everybody would come through, and it was quiet. It was quiet. I slept fine. I saw one drunk guy carried my bag for me out of the village one day, which was, you know, that was the only person I saw that was intoxicated. Probably.
Really.
There was no orgies going on in the grass. Like, I don't know where this came from.
When AP sends out these stories about that they're going to have 100,000 condoms in them, and we're kind of
each athlete gets like 60, and then they're
when do they find time to run?
So, I don't know if it's because maybe I was just too focused on what I was doing, but there was even a couple nights where I didn't come home until 2 in the morning because I had one of my therapists lived in London, and I had to take the train to go see him. And by the time I got back, it would be 2 in the morning, and there would be a couple people out around, but like, and I don't know if it's because it was London. Also, maybe people were going out.
Well, there was a lot of that too.
They were probably going out of the village. But yeah, I thought the village was great. Well, if you wanted to compete and focus, you could do it there. And it was fun.
Well, I think one of the stories was some of the athletes that were lucky enough to compete in the first week got to let loose the second week, but you still had athletes that are like, hey, time out here. We haven't competed yet. And I think there was some complaints, but...
And I think that's one thing I do hate, because especially at the Olympics, where, you know, you're walking around and you're seeing people either with their gold medals or you're seeing people just sobbing and depressed. And so you just have to be careful about who you're around, because you don't want to be around someone who they went out in the first round and they're just talking about how much they hate being there and they're disappointed, and you're still, you know, you're racing the next day. So you just have to be careful about, you know, who you're putting yourself around, and you don't want to be around the negative Nancy's at all.
Any interaction with any of the superstars that, you know, general public sees, you know, the basketball team or the swimmers or gymnasts?
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, I mean, like I see Usain Bolt a lot, but not even in the village. I mean, you see him walking around, but we're not BFFs or anything. Right. So, Missy Franklin, I talked to her a little bit, and we have all these name tags, and I didn't want to, she was in the elevator, and I'm like, she looks familiar, and I didn't want to look right at her name tag and be like, so I was like, so how'd you do? And she's like, I did all right. I'm like, yeah. I was like, tell me more. She's like, well, I got 3 golds and a bronze. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, oh, you're Missy Franklin. She's like, yeah. But she was so sweet and humble, and, you know, like, so that was really cool. But, yeah, I didn't see any of the basketball team. I don't even know if they stayed in the village. I would imagine they stayed somewhere else. Yeah. They may have made some entrances into the village here and there, but yeah, I don't think that those kind of